I feel liberated. I'm not part of the group anymore. Isn't it wonderful? They're all going off on the boat. I'm on my own. I'm an individual. And they're under starters orders and they're off. There we go. It's off out into the harbour, if you can call that a harbour. But they're off out now into the great blue, or should I say brown yonder. Yes, what you see behind me is idyllic. I hope this camera is good enough to pick this up. But that is as good as you'll get in any country in the world. It's really nice. It reminds me of the Ring of Kerry actually in Ireland, but it wouldn't be this hot in the Ring of Kerry. But I'll tell you something, lads. We're on a trip to Ratchaburi and we're on the way home. But I'll just tell you, I made a video a couple of years ago about a group, and I say it like that, group trip to Myanmar. I didn't know this was a group trip to Ratchaburi. The reason I'm pissed off about this is because it's wonderful. I'm enjoying myself no end. But we couldn't check in when we arrived at the resort yesterday until 3 p.m. And we arrived at 12 and it was blistering hot. And the pool was, the entrance to the swimming pool, by the way, this is where we hung around while we were waiting for the group to come, because we couldn't check in until all the group came. But the way down to the swimming pool was at a 30-degree angle, and coming back up, it was like scaling Mount Everest coming back up. So you see, this is the kind of place Thais like to go camping. It's not very often you see tents in Thailand, pardon the alliteration, but it's not. This is where they camp, and you can see why. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. But I'm telling you, the reason we're here, I thought when I was driving by here on the way home, by the way, we couldn't leave this morning. We had to wait 2.5 hours in the room after breakfast for the group to leave together. The group, I mean, for fuck's sake, group. That's the mentality of Thais, by the way. I'm an individual. I'm not part of a group, and I never will be. I was never interested in playing football because it was part of a team. There's no I in team, but there is a me. Anyway, let's have a little. Let's investigate further. Oh, by the way, we're waiting here. This was only a stopgap. We were driving past the most scenic area, which is here, and I said to my wife, "Why don't we stop here?" She said no, because we're going to meet the group. The group. Even though we left the resort, we have to go and do things with the group on the way home. We can't just go home. If you want to see more about the group, check out this video here that I made last night. Well, the night before I made this at the group night out in the resort where we were. Just look at that scenery. Isn't that just amazing? Do you know, I'd like to stay here and have a coffee. There's an interpretive centre here. But oh no, we're under time schedule. We're under time pressure. We have to wait, or we're at the behest of the group. Wherever the group are. She's getting a bee in her bonnet now. She wants to go. She wants to go because the group are waiting. Oh, God damn, I hate group mentality. I really do. It's an Asian thing, you know that? You know it's an Asian thing. The way Chinese tourists used to, before COVID, travel around in groups following the flag. You still see a lot of that going on. But since then, a lot of younger Chinese, the younger generation, come in ones and twos, similar to Westerners. There's no group mentality, but there's definitely a group mentality amongst Thais. It is. It's part of their bloody nature. And I don't criticise their group mentality. It's just that it doesn't hold well with me when my life is interfered with by waiting for other people because I'm part of a bloody group. Whew. It's a beautiful place. But it is a beautiful place, and it's absolutely stunning. Let's see what else we can get up to as part of our group today. So I've been relegated to the back seat because we're liaising with the group for directions.
Yeah, the little kid is crying, I hear.
I know, the little kid is saying that,
on the phone.
You cap loud if you want. If you want to drive, you drive. You're the one looking for the group. Huh? Oh, she's not talking to me. She's talking to one of the other group. I thought she was a caplot means to drive. She's talking to one of the other members of the group. Can you hear this?
Yeah, guys.
แล้วหนูออกมาข้างหน้าได้ไหมที่ทางที่หนูเข้ามา
Am I the only one? Am I the only one
อ๋ออย่างนั้น
who can't handle this group
ที่
stuff?
เดิมอ่ะ
I'm sitting in the back of the car being driven around, but it's not knowing where we're going or how long it's going to take or who we're going to meet. You know, it's talk about managing your expectations. Look, do you hear them? I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue.
ออกไปยัง
They're trying to liaise. There's about 3 or 4 different cars that left the resort, which is about 10 kilometres from here, and they left about an hour ago. And I didn't know they'd already planned to meet here in this national park with this beautiful scenery, you see. But apparently they have, and now they're trying to coordinate themselves to meet here. So we're sitting in a car park waiting for them to come, and my expectations are not being managed. I have no idea how long it's going to take. We're just sitting
It's
here.
gonna take 1 year, Daddy.
Harry says it's going to take a year. It could take a year. This is a pain in the ass.
Because it
This is why I hate group activities. Because you're at the behest of other people.
พี่อยู่ตรงเนี่ยพี่จอดรถอยู่เนี่ย
She's asking where you're parking the car.
ออกไปยังเนี่ย
You can have a look.
เจอยังพี่กำลังออก
She's talking about the tent, the blue
ไหน
tent.
รถหนู
So she's telling them she's at the blue tent. So this is the most frustrating thing. It's so frustrating. They don't know where they are, and she doesn't know where they are. And Ty is giving each other directions. It's like a bloody circus.
โอเคเธอเห็นฉันแล้วเหรอ
You can hear it. This is so goddamn frustrating.
freaking,
Frigging, Harry. Frigging frustrating.
โอเค
freaking, Daddy.
Well, the group has arrived. The group has arrived. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. Hang on. Here they are. They all slept in the same resort last night. They all ate at the same table last night, as you'll see in my previous video. And they've all come to go on the boat together. I don't do group activities. I am not going on the boat as part of a group. Meh, meh. The beauty about Thais is that they're so appreciative of simplicity. This is a simple activity. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's all go on the boat. Let's all go as part of a group. Bullshit. So now there's a period of inactivity, because I don't know what's going on. They've all got to decide amongst themselves, individually but collectively, what it is they're going to do. And I mean, it seems simple to me. There's the boat guy and there's the group. The boat is down there. So the group approach the boat guy brings them to the boat, they start the boat, they go off. But no, it's not as simple as that. I don't know what the hell they're doing. He's telling me a tuk-tuk is coming, you see. Here's more groups. More? No, it's not. It's empty. So there's no more groups on the way. So this, by the way, is a national park in Thailand, lads. A wonderful place. There's the boat guy there. You can see him there. And there's the group. Okay. They're all going to do their group activities. I just don't know. Am I alone in thinking this? Am I on my own? I mean, did you grow up in a community or an environment where you're programmed to think as group mentality, you know, as part of a group? I'm sure you weren't. Or if you were, I'd be glad, I'd be really interested to hear. Because these are like, I'm not going to be derogatory, but it's animal instinct. You behave as a group, and it's the one thing I cannot and I refuse to do. And the other reason I'm not getting on the boat, as I made an excuse to her, is I don't want to be part of a group. But she said, why didn't you bring your small camera? She meant the GoPro. I didn't bring the GoPro because I didn't bring the GoPro. I don't like using the GoPro because that's too vloggy style. I'm not a vlogger, you know what I mean. But I'm using the big camera, and I made the excuse that I can't bring the big camera onto that boat, as you'll see why now in a second. And that's why I'm going to stay on the shore. So the group are making their way to the boat, and you can see it's very sheepish. Meh, meh, That's the way they are. Follow the yellow brick road. Oh, no, I'm not going on the boat, Mio. I'm doing this, okay? I'll stay here, yeah, okay. Yeah, one sec. So here we are down at the boats, and they're all getting onto the boat, and I feel liberated. I'm not part of the group anymore. It's wonderful. They're all going off on the boat. I'm on my own. I'm an individual. There they go. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. Don't think I'm being cynical. By the way, the ground's a little bit uneven. Maybe the camera's a bit slanted there. We're on a slope. But I'm not being cynical. I'm relieved that I don't have to be part of that. You know, we all are... These guys are programmed. That's what this whole country is. Do you know that? The whole society is uniformed to a degree. It's a fact. And they're all on the boat. Jesus Christ, bye-bye everybody. So we're definitely on a slope here. And he's starting to pump. He's pumping out the excess water. I used to have a boat when I was in Ireland. Yeah, Ireland's an island. The 20th largest island in the world. The 3rd largest island in Europe. After the island of Britain and the island of Iceland. Ireland is number 3. So I had a boat. People think Ireland's a small island. They say it's a small island, but it's anything but. It's the 20th largest island in the world. Sorry, we're on a slope. So you see the baby there, if you can see her, dressed covered with a hood because they don't want their kids to go dark. So this is a bit better. I'm right down by the shoreline now. And they're all off. Harry, say hello, YouTube, Harry. Say hello. Hi, guys. Okay. So they're all going off, and I wish them a bon voyage. And it's taken forever. It really is taking forever. This is another thing about groups. You have to wait till everybody's ready. You can't just do something by yourself because you feel like doing it when you do it and how you want to do it yourself. Everything else depends on other people. And maybe I'm selfish. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason why. But I just can't. It's my upbringing. That's what it is. Are they off? I hear something. He's just, he's still pumping it out. And they're under starters orders, and they're off. There we go. It's off out into the harbour, if you can call that a harbour. But they're off out now into the great blue, or should I say brown yonder. And it's wonderful to see them. You can see the long pole there. There's a propeller at the end of the long pole. That's very Thai, or it's very East Asian. So he has it obviously in reverse. I used to have a boat myself, so I know what we're talking about here. That engine... I had a 30 horsepower engine. That thing looks a damn sight bigger than that. It sounds like a diesel. It is a diesel. And I'd say it can let it rip. It can let it rip. Someone let me know why they have those propellers on the end of those long poles. It's something I've often wondered why. It's unique. It's unique. Here we go. I'm excited because I'm alone to enjoy this wonderful day, and the group can go and do what may. What they may. There they go. So there you go. Group activity as you've never seen it before in Thailand. And I am independent. I am an individual. And I relish my individuality. Not like the Thais, because they're part of a group and they have that group mentality. We're waiting for them to come back. And you might think that I'm being very, very negative about group activities. I'm just not a team player. I never was. Do you know, I was once working many years ago, this is over 30 years ago, or nearly 40 years ago, as a stagehand in Dublin. And I was approached by a trade union member off stage one night, or backstage one night, and I was instructed to join a trade union if I wanted to keep my job, and I refused, and I was told I couldn't work in that theatre or any theatre in Dublin unless I became a member of the trade union. I was absolutely bullied into becoming a member of a trade union. A trade union is a group, and from my personal experience of trade unions, anyone who opens up a business is entitled to run the business the way they want to. And no trade union should be allowed to instruct an employer to run his business the way he should. I know they have reasons. I know there's reasons for trade unions, but there should be an opportunity for somebody who doesn't want to become part of a group with trade union not to become. Anyway, they're finished. I think they're finished. Is this them? I don't know if it is. It is. No, it's not. It's not. I thought this is another group coming back. My wife and her. No, look, I do admit that I'd like to be with my wife and son on a boat trip. It'd be wonderful. But I prefer to go with them. I know being in a marriage is like a group, but you're an individual. An individual is part of a collection of people. In that, you're not an individual, because you have to go and do, like, there's 4 cars here, as I showed you earlier on. They all had to synchronize their time together. Not synchronize their watches, because you don't do that anymore. But, they had to wait for each other to come so they could go together. I wonder, are there any more group activities laid on for today? Like, we're on the way back to Bangkok, and after we go to Bangkok, we're going to stop there and go to Pontoutini. And I can't wait just to get on the road and get going. This stopping and starting is great. I do it for myself if I want to, and I want to be here. But yeah, here they are. They're coming back as I sweat. It's about 30 something. I don't know what it is. It's 30 a lot. So will I have to go down to the water's edge to greet them? I don't know. Or will I just stay here? Yeah, that's them. They're back. I did notice, by the way, in this national park, I'm not going to name it, it's in Phetchaburi, that there's dual pricing in operation. We didn't pay. I think she must have paid in advance, you see. But as a foreigner, you pay a higher price than a Thai, and that's something. That's one group. You see, there's a group thing. You're excluded from the group there, and you're saying, I prefer to be excluded. But when it comes to dual pricing, I think that's wrong, and I don't like it, and I don't partake in it. But I've partaken in it unwittingly. Is this them? Or is this another group? It's hard to determine. No, that's a different boat, I think. Yeah, that's a different boat. So that's one group in and another group to come. But do you disagree with me? Do you think I'm a pain in the ass? Maybe I am a pain in the ass. But you see, I like my individuality. I'm sure you do. I mean, when you came to Thailand, obviously guys who watch these videos are interested in Thailand. How many of you came as a group to Thailand? And how many of you signed up to group activities since you've been here? I do like to be part of a group at a party. But you see, if you go to a party or an individual, you can come and go as you please. You don't have to wait for other people to come to a party before you can start a party. You know what I mean? But no, it's not them. It's a group of others. There's a very pleasant breeze just now. God, that's a relief. But breezes here are like hen's teeth. They really are. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It's going to take I don't know. I could say, how long is a piece of string? I really don't know. I haven't a clue. But no sign of them yet. These are the days when you wish you had a cool beer in a cooler in the trunk of the car. But you see, I'm not driving, she's driving. But you see what I mean? It's no individuals here. There's no bloody individuals. Oh God, all I have to do is wait now. You see, this is the waiting part of it. This is the worst part of it, when you deliberately exclude yourself from a group activity. You've just got to wait around till they finish that activity. But you see, this now is me at my happiest. I can be part of something but be on the periphery at the same time, and that's what Thailand is all about. You're living here, but you're on the periphery of society, and you can remain that. And I don't know what they're thinking of me not going, but I don't care what they think. And see, Thais do care what people think of them. It's all this saving face stuff, you know. But I don't care. I don't give a shit. God, this is lovely. I wouldn't be one of those boatmen for loving their money. They have to sit there all day waiting for punters. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's about 12 boats. So there's 12 fellas punting. Oh God, this is a wonderful place, lads. I'll spin around there. Well, our next port of call is to a cafe in the middle of nowhere, and I must say, it's absolutely beautiful. The Thais are typical for taking photos. There's a beautiful garden, and all they seem to be doing is well, not all of them, but a lot of them are taking photos of each other. I'll swing around so you can see what the cafe is like. We have driven out of our way about 30 kilometres from where we were last to here, and I can see why. It's just absolutely serene. So there's the cafe. So the reason I'm not in there is because you have to take off your bloody shoes. And yes, I don't like taking off my shoes. The reason I'm wearing lace-up sneakers. And because of my age, bending down, sitting down, taking off your sneakers, coming back out, bending down, sitting down, lacing them back up and all the rest of it, it's a pain in the ass. They're all in there, and fair play to them in the air conditioning, the group. Well, here's the wife coming back down there. There's certain parts of the group that are here. Harry's over there. He's over there with them. There's certain parts of the group that have kind of fizzled out. But we had to come here in convoy. 4 cars, 30 odd kilometres to come here. And thankfully, I believe this is the last port of call on the group excursion. And I know we have group activities back home. But when it's finished, it's finished. But you see, when this group activity finished, it continued. We'll go to on the boat. We'll come to the cafe together. I mean, this is just what gets me. If it's over, it's over, you know. Just enjoy it for what it was and get on. I mean, we've got to go to Bangkok after this. Then we got to go to Pontoutini, and we're going to stay there tonight. It's just going 1:45. So let's say we finish here within an hour and we set off. We won't get back to Bangkok until about 4, I'd say, give or take. And then stay there for an hour, 5, 6. We won't be up there Pontoutini until about 10 o'clock tonight. So it's going to be a long, long day. See what I mean by the photos? Look, all they do is take photos. Photo. I mean, come on. You can't enjoy yourself if you're stopping every 2 minutes to take a photo. I mean, you know it. If you've been to Thailand, you'll know this. There was a poem that somebody once wrote, or part of a poem, and one of the lines where, I think I will never see a poem lovely as a tree. And I can tell you, I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to trees. There's some absolutely wonderful examples of vegetation in this part of the world. So now we managed to get into the air-conditioned part of this place. I can tell you it's very welcome, but there's one thing that strikes you when you come to a place like this. This is all Thai, there's no foreigners whatsoever. It's as quiet. I actually did a countdown there, 3, 2, 1, in a reasonably loud tone, and my wife told me to keep it quiet. They're as quiet. It's all about this babao jachan bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's quite nice. Okay. So we're reaching the end of our group excursion. You can tell I'm sweating like a pig. By the way, I had to take my shoes off before I came in here. It's what I hate doing. I said that before. But look, it's their culture. You have to follow suit. Well, I got it wrong. 150 kilometres later, and we stop again for the staff in a seafood restaurant in Samat Sakong. I think that's what you call it. We're at least an hour outside Bangkok yet, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the 3rd stop on the way home. And the problem is that none of my expectations are being met. I was not told this. The last stop, I thought was the end of it, but oh no. Here we are at a seafood restaurant, and see, I don't eat seafood. What a load of baloney. So, you know, if you think that I complain for no reason, imagine putting yourself in a position like this. You're away for the weekend with your wife's office crowd. You wake up the next morning after the night before and you think you're going home. But no, you have to stop for a boating trip. After the boating trip, you have to stop for a coffee. After the coffee, you have to stop in a restaurant. And after this restaurant, I'm not even sure if it's over yet. And it's 3:05 in the afternoon. So, if you can say to me that I'm wrong for being angry that my expectations are not being met, Well, I'd like to know how I'm wrong. But that's the way it is. Here they are here. I'm not going to continue. The video is as it is. You've seen it as it is. She's pretty miffed with me now because I said I wasn't going to eat seafood. I don't want to. I want to be very, 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 very hungry to eat seafood. I'm going to flip the camera. This is the remains of somebody else's table. I mean, look at that. Shelled seafood, half-eaten, whatever it is. It just doesn't look appetizing at all. So I hope you think this video was appetizing. And if you do, make sure if you haven't done so already, click that like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things. And I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.